Alright, so Bethesda just dropped their next-gen update for Fallout 4, which is supposed to improve basically everything about the game, from performance to visuals to bug fixes. I've run Fallout 4 on the Steam Deck in the past, and it generally runs really well, actually. A lot better than I would have expected. We used to get basically a locked 60 FPS on medium settings on the LCD Steam Deck at the native resolution of 1280 by 800, but I want to test out this new update, so let's jump right in. And right off the bat, one thing I don't like that is typical with Bethesda is that they have removed the graphics settings from the menu. I tried a few different ways to enable us to manually change the graphics settings, but they didn't seem to work. Let me know if you have a workaround in the comment section below. That being said, Bethesda has identified this as a Steam Deck and has applied a custom mix of settings for the Steam Deck, and as far as I can tell, this looks like a mix of both medium and high settings, and to be perfectly honest with you, it looks pretty damn good. As you can see, we aren't quite getting a locked 90 FPS, but we're getting really close to it, and we're averaging around 90 FPS, which is pretty damn impressive. This is a 9-year-old game, but when it came out on the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 that it was released on, they were not only locked to 30 FPS, but they also regularly got less than 30 FPS. I remember when I was playing it when it first came out on my Xbox One, it was constantly jittering and dropping frames, even at that 30 FPS cap. So to get 90 FPS on a handheld is pretty damn impressive to me personally. That being said, while the frame rate is generally staying between 80 and 90, you can see the frame timing is kinda weird, and I am feeling some stuttering every once in a while. I also went to Diamond City because I remember on the Xbox One, Diamond City caused a ton of problems with frame rate and hitches, so this is one of the worst case scenarios, so that's why I picked Diamond City. But still, to see the Steam Deck getting over triple the frame rate of what my Xbox One was getting is pretty damn cool. As far as battery life, if we watch the wattage that the Steam Deck is using, the max I saw while I was playing was about 23 watts, which is the peak for the Steam Deck OLED, but a lot of the time it was less than that 23 watt max, so I would guess for battery life you're probably going to get somewhere in the ballpark of 3 to 4 hours on the Steam Deck OLED at 90 FPS, which is super impressive to me. If you wanted a longer battery life for whatever reason, what I would recommend is locking the frame rate at 45 FPS on the Steam Deck OLED, which is exactly half of the OLED's native resolution of 90 Hz. So then you're going to get 2 screen refreshes per frame, which is going to give you less input lag and a more fluid feeling in the game. And you're going to save a good amount of battery life. And at least for me personally, on a game like Fallout 4, 90 FPS really isn't necessary. I mean, we gotta remember, those consoles that this released on weren't even getting 30 FPS, so yeah, we've got it pretty good here. For me personally, I'm just going to leave the frame rate uncapped and play at 90 FPS because 3 or more hours of battery life is more than enough for me, and when I need more battery life, I'll just cap the frame rate at 45 and then enjoy longer battery life. I'm going to let the gameplay run from here so you can get an idea of the game audio and the fan noise on the Steam Deck. The mic is about 2 feet away from the deck, which is about where my ears are when I'm playing, and when I was listening back to the recording, I couldn't really hear very much fan noise, and while I was recording this, I couldn't really hear the fan at all except when the game got quiet. The fans are audible, but as soon as there's game noise like fighting or anything going on, I couldn't hear the fan noise, so I would say for Fallout 4 on the Steam Deck OLED, fan noise really isn't much of an issue. Oh, and we gotta address the mod situation. I had several mods installed on this playthrough when I did the update, and on the first boot up, it said that the mods were no longer available or they weren't going to work. I'll use a screenshot of what it said on here. And when I tried to re-enable the mods, I wasn't able to re-enable them, so I'm not sure if mods just aren't working anymore or if they're not enabled on the Steam Deck. So if you're in the middle of a playthrough and you have mods that you like, I would recommend not updating to this next-gen update. That being said, if you're starting a new playthrough on the Steam Deck or on a console, it seems like the performance and quality of life improvements are worth it, so I would still do it. But yeah, I'm pretty disappointed in Bethesda here. I guess it's what we should expect, but they basically just broke a lot of the modding potential and a lot of the modding community for no real reason. They should have implemented it. They should have gotten it working. They kind of don't have an excuse. They've had years and years to work on this. So I don't have a good reason. A little bit annoyed at Bethesda here, but that being said, the game itself does run quite well, so that's something. All right, enjoy the gameplay.
Successful. Resuming normal operation. Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.